The first ever Sea of Thieves Community Direct went live this morning, and there's loads of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of big changes to the way the game is going to be updated, and what kinds of things we're going to be getting changed. So sit back, relax, and let's break it down. So basically, the Rare devs have decided that they want to communicate better with us, the community. And so they've started this new thing called Community Directs that will happen every 6 months, where the devs will spend about an hour talking to us about what they're working on and want to change. So we are always kind of in the loop with what they're doing. Love it. The community was definitely the center of this broadcast, as you'll see later, and it was very exciting to see. The first thing the developers did was talk about how things have gone over the last year, and they totally owned up to the fact that it wasn't good. They all recognized that they were playing greatly from behind and were struggling to release things the way players wanted. They recognized basically every issue I've ever brought up about the game in any of my videos, how empty the world can be feeling despite the massive content updates, and how new things didn't land the way they should have. They then started to talk about the community, which started by talking about giving banned players a second chance at the game. And while I guess I'm totally okay with that, they spent way too much time talking about it. And to be honest, I didn't care all that much since the issue doesn't really affect me at all. But it's cool. But then we had a massive bombshell. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The insiders news. It's official. The NDA on Sea of Thieves Insiders is officially being lifted. I've never really talked much about the Insiders program on my channel, as there hasn't been much I could have said with the NDA being there, but very soon, that's all going to change. Creators like myself will be able to not only talk about, but make content about all the things in the Insiders program. This is so incredible for the health of the game, and honestly, me specifically as a content creator. The community is going to be able to be so much more open about their thoughts and opinions on the game as a whole, and creators are going to have much more to talk about than just the normal Sea of Thieves is dead or look at this random tiny piece of lore videos, as much as I love making those and will continue to do so. Now we can just constantly talk about what's coming, and that's just so exciting. And then it's been announced that custom servers are coming to the game. While these have technically always been a part of Sea of Thieves, they've pretty much been gatekept to large content creators and streamers. But now this, as well as the new Safer Seas Fleets mode, will be available to anyone. These custom seas will be basically Sea of Thieves creative, where you can host events, completely control your world, ships, time of day, environment, loot, etc., and use the camera mode for video. Custom seas will, of course, not award any gold or reputation, as that would just straight up be unfair. Now, the one red flag that many people raised about custom seas and Safer Seas fleets is that they will be locked behind a subscription-based paywall. Everybody, please calm down. I know at first it may seem like some cheap sort of cash grab, but I promise this is okay. This is a great way to essentially ensure that these modes don't get forgotten about, like Rare so often does. And I know a lot of you have noticed this because you've talked about it in my comments, and I love hearing it. This is basically going to incentivize them to make sure that these modes stay at top-notch quality. These custom seas are going to be really fun and game-changing for just about everyone, and it's great to see that they're going to get all the attention they deserve. Up next, they talked a little bit about Season 17 and the Smugglers, something I made a video about my concerns on earlier this month. If you haven't watched it, go check it out, and subscribe for more Sea of Thieves content. To be honest though, this new information started to make me feel a lot better about the Smugglers. Not to say I'm not still worried, but it's at least better. The devs talked all about how rather than adding random features in seasons, starting with Season 17, world building will be the main focus. Which means lore, right? Please? Please? Season 17 will start with the Smugglers, but then Flameheart will introduce new Phantom Fortresses world events, which will all culminate into a big heist raid in the game, which is going to be so exciting. Basically, the ultimate world event. And then after this, Flameheart will be revamping the skeleton forts, which will also include a second phase where the Dark Brethren get involved and try to take the forts from you. So there's a lot of world building happening here. Improvements to old things that we already loved are only getting better. The Smugglers are going to basically be the center bridge for this, as their new loot will be what ties things together both mechanically and narratively. All of the major functions that once seemed to be left behind are now culminating into one big story, and it seems like we'll be getting more consistently timed updates on that as well. We were fortunate enough to also get to hear the devs talk a little bit about Season 18, which is 100% going to be the most exciting season for lore. We learned a little bit during the video, and while I'll make a full lore breakdown sometime over the next week, basically, the devs are going to be touching another completely forgotten and abandoned part of the game, the Devil's Roar. There will be new quests and storyline all surrounding a new faction, the Ancients, who followed the Widow herself and were exiled because of it. The Dark Ancients. Ooh, spooky. I'm honestly very excited about this. Once again, more promises of consistent lore and story updates. Woo! Overall, the biggest message that I got from this video was that the devs are listening to us. They read all our comments, listen to our videos, and they want us to be happy more than anything. Which is why they're putting the power in our hands, being able to openly talk about insiders' ideas, making custom servers, and touching on our old favorite long-forgotten things. This is exactly what Sea of Thieves needs to be truly saved, and I for one am very excited. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Those two things make such a huge difference to the channel. What are your thoughts though on the future of Sea of Thieves? Are you as optimistic as I am? Comment below. I really want to hear your guys' responses and talk to you about it. But with that, thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on the Sea of Thieves.